Hi friends, it's Julie Golding Page, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in St. Stephen, New Brunswick, Canada, along the tidal Scudig or St. Croix River, the traditional territory and home of the Passamaquoddy. And I'm grateful that they share this beautiful place with us. Today I have a super easy card for you, no die cutting. I'm going to be using one of the 5 brand new colors that Stampin' Up! Has just released this week, and a new paper that's just come out as well, and a new stamp set too. So lots of new things. So let's get right to it. I'm just going to switch my view here. All right. So here we go. So this is my new In Color Club, and I wanted to tell you about this because it shows all 5 of the new colors that have just come out this week. So Stampin' Up! Releases 5 new colors every year, and they just stick around for a couple of years, and then we have to say goodbye to them. So these are the brand new ones: Strawberry Slush, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Cloud Cover, and then this one, which is a really deep kind of gray, maybe with some blue in it as well. It's called Secret Sea. And so these are the 5 brand new colors, and my new In Color Club offers you the chance to get items from all 5 of these new colors. You get an ink pad, a Stampin' Blends marker set, cardstock, pattern paper, and ribbon. You get one of those colors, all of those items every month for 5 months. So if you want to collect the colors gradually and make sure you have all of them to work with, this might be a way to do it on a budget. So if you're interested, just click through on the link that's right here in the post. You can sign up anytime between now and the end of July, and then you'll finish your 5-month commitment by the end of the year. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. And the other huge news this week that just went live on May 6th is the biggest joining deal Stampin' Up! Has ever had. So for $135, you get to choose $220 worth of whatever you want from the Stampin' Up! Website. There is no shipping on that, so that saves you a lot right there. And you also have no tax to pay in most regions. So you really save a lot of money here, and you get a lot of extra free stuff compared to the usual joining offer. There is no selling required, although if you want to sell, I'm happy to help you start your home business, but there's no need to, you don't have to. And if you're interested in this opportunity, please do click through. I hope I put it in the links. If not, when I finish the video right now, I will go back and I'll add the link for the new deal. And in any case, you can message me anytime and I'd be happy to tell you about it. I'd love to have you join our team. We have a small but mighty team from across the country, and we love to get together and do crafting things online. All right, so let's go on to our project. This is our card for today. See how pretty that is? Look at that lovely paper. And this is the new Strawberry Slush cardstock and ink. So let's get right to it and we will build this little project. So if you don't have a demonstrator, I'd be happy to help you out. I can help out anybody across Canada, so I'd be very glad to assist in any way you need. So here is our little rectangle of white, and we're going to use our brand new Strawberry Slush. I just love the title of this, and I love strawberries. They're my favorite fruit, so I think this is a great color. If you had a chance to look at those new In Colors, or even from what I just showed you with my In Color Club, let me know what is your favorite new In Color. I would love to know. So this is a brand new stamp set called Notes and Totes, and I like the sentiments in it. These are fairly large sentiments. You've got some that are kind of medium. This one is a shorter one, but it's kind of taller. This one is a really long one. And then you get these smaller ones as well, and some floral details, some sunshine, and little water droplets. So this is a brand new stamp set. If you buy it as a bundle with the dies that go with it, you do get 10% off. And here are the dies. These are really interesting dies. So they make this little bag here, and you can also get the handles for the bag. There's another handle. This is a little tie to put on the bag. You've got a shell here. You've got a sea star. You've got tube of sun lotion or sunscreen or whatever you want to turn it into. And you've got a lotion bottle, and you've also got a water bottle here and some sunglasses. You've got a fence. Like, there's so many possibilities with this set. And I will just show you a little bag you can make. And this is also made out of Strawberry Slush. Isn't that the cutest thing? And you can make another one of these and attach them together and make them into little treat packets as well, which is really super cute. Maybe we'll do that another day. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing a demo on how to make a treat packet. That would be good for me to know, and then I can decide what to do in the future. So let's go ahead, and we're going to use this long sentiment here, which is this one, Relax and Enjoy. So we're going to use that. And you'll see from this long sentiment, it is too big to fit on the block. So it doesn't really fit that way. And it doesn't actually fit that way either. It's just too big. So here is a little trick, just in case you haven't seen this before. So first of all, with a long sentiment, so it doesn't arc kind of up or down and get all crooked, I try to put it on my glass mat here first. So I'm arranging it straight across on one of the grid lines. And this glass mat is part of the Glass Mat Studio that you can get from Stampin' Up! As well. I always craft on it because it's a really fantastic surface to use. It's got these grid lines to line things up or measure, and it's also easy to clean. So here's the trick. This is just a regular block from a kit. So when you order a Stampin' Up! Kit, you'll get a block like this. And I'm just going to put it diagonally like this. I've got the stamp so I can read it, and I'm just going to pick it up. So you can see there, Relax and Enjoy. So that keeps it straight, and you can use a regular kit block even when the stamp is too long for it. So let's go ahead and we will stamp. So you just want to tap lightly, because this is a very squishy foam material they have in their stamp pads. I was lucky to visit their factory almost 2 years ago now, and see how they make these. And they actually take the little foam pads before they're attached to the ink pad, before they're attached to the plastic part, they put them in an industrial mixer. It looks like one of the cake mixers you'd have at home. And then they spin them around for a certain amount of time with ink. And that's how they get the ink into their little foam pads. It was really fascinating to see how simple the process is. And I thought it was really smart, actually. I wouldn't have thought of that, but I thought it was cool. Okay, so here is our first project using this brand new Strawberry Slush, which is such a pretty color. So here you go. It stamps really nicely, actually. This is going to be a favorite stamping color, I think, for sentiments for me, because it's very bold and very pretty. And this is my chamois. You can get them from Stampin' Up! As well. Actually, anything I use is from Stampin' Up! Unless I otherwise say, but almost everything will be, because they have such a good variety. And this is just a foamy material, and they make it specially for cleaning stamps. You wet it down until it's pliable like this. It comes hard, and then when it turns pliable and damp, you can stamp into it, you can squish your stamps around, and it cleans your stamps. Now you might see there that I have a bit of a pink hue on my stamp. That's because the photopolymer stamps react with anything red. And the red dye, whether you're using a pink, a red, or a purple that contains red, it will stick right in those photopolymer stamps, and you can't get that off. But it doesn't mean that you'll ever after stamp pink. You could, now that I've cleaned this, you could use this with yellow and you'd stamp a pure yellow. So it's not going to affect your future stamping. It's just worth knowing that when you use these stamps, and I'll put it here so you can see, when you use them with a red of any kind, it will stain your stamp, just so you know that. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's really no big deal. It just can be disconcerting if you've never seen that before. All right, so let's put this right in here. And I'm gonna, whoops, let's put it right side up there. I like to put my stamps away right away because they're so sticky. They get stuck to other things on my desk and then I can't find them because they're clear. So I like to put them away. So as you can see here, I cut out really quickly around the words. So let's do that. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of fussy cutting, but we're gonna do this really quickly. So we're not going to fuss about it, even though it's called fussy cutting. I'm just leaving a little bit of a white border around the whole thing. And it doesn't so much matter exactly where you cut and don't. It's just the overall effect of kind of having the ups and the downs wherever you choose to put them. And then the whole thing looks pretty neat when you're done. So you don't have to take a long time to do this. Just kind of in and out wherever you can manage. And make sure you don't cut off the top of the J there, the little dot. That's a bit of a temptation when you're going. All right, and we're going to keep going around the corner here. Oops, there we go. And just kind of down and back up. Just a really quick job of it. Nothing fancy here at all. And that's it. So we'll just put that aside. Oops, there we go. And you can see that's not really a big deal. I just did it very quickly, but it's going to have an overall really cool effect. Okay, so next we are going to bring our other pieces in. So this is just a little rectangle that I cut, and I can tell you the dimensions. Let me just measure it here on my board. Down on the bottom here. So it is 4 1/4 inches across and 3/4 of an inch tall. And it's out of Strawberry Slush. And what we're going to do is just attach our sentiment to it. Okay, and all I'm going to do is take this Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue that Stampin' Up! Sells. I love this stuff. And I never use this big broad point, by the way. I always use the fine point because I like just getting a little skim of it here. Let's just get it going here. So you don't need much. In fact, that's going to be too much there. So I'm going to spread that out just a little so it doesn't blob. All right. Just the tiniest bit of glue should do it. And I'm going to pick this up and show you how little I use. Just a tiny line. And now you can just kind of arrange it on here wherever you would like it to go. I like the liquid glue for this purpose too, because you can kind of position it up and down till it's where you want. And I've designed it so that the letters kind of go off the bottom and off the top just a little bit there. And then I'm going to take my hole punch. Now this is not from Stampin' Up. This is just a regular hole punch. I've had it for so many years, I don't even know where I got it. But the little amount there that you punch out is about 1/8 of an inch. It's really small. And you will see as soon as I do it here. Okay, so you see how small that hole is? I didn't want to use a regular hole punch because I thought it would make this gaping hole there in the end, and I just want a small one. And the reason I want it small is I'm going to put ribbon through it. So this is a sheer and white, 1/2 inch wide, silver and white, sorry, 1/2 inch wide sheer ribbon. And I really like this ribbon. I've bought it, I don't know how many times now because it's such a useful one. So you can see it adds a little bit of bling there, a little bit of shine with the silver. And it goes with almost any project. And you can also use alcohol markers, not water-based markers, but alcohol markers like Stampin' Blends to color it. And so it will really match any project you want if you want to color it. So we're going to put that through here, and we're just going to go with the white because I think adding a little bit of white where we're going with the white background, and there's a white background in the paper as well, I think that will look very nice. So let's just tie this. And I always tie it right on the spool because that way I don't use as much ribbon. I find if I cut it in advance, which of course I have to do for classes and so on, for packets that I make, it just means that I use more ribbon and I end up wasting some. And I would rather keep as much as I can and get my money's worth. So that's why I don't cut it first. So there you go. I've just cut those little tails. And I will move that out of the way. Oh, and by the way, this ribbon is not in any catalog right now. It is just online. And there are, in fact, a lot of things that are not in any catalog. Even though we just had our brand new catalog come out May 6th, there's a whole bunch of other new things and other things that have been around for a while that you can find only online and not in a catalog. So you might want to have a look at the website. I have a shopping link right in this post if you're interested. And okay, so we've got our little tag made now, so we can put together the rest of the card. And this is super simple to put together. So this is basic white thick cardstock. I like the thick because it gives it a little extra body so it'll stand up nicely, especially when you're adding multiple layers. That was my bone folder. I love that too. And this is a panel of Strawberry Slush. I'm just using a little bit of sandpaper here. This is not from Stampin' Up. It's just a little sandpaper thing I've had for a long time because I actually need to get some new blades for my cutter, for my trimmer. And until I can get them, I'm just kind of sanding the edges here, and that takes the little jagged bits off. So there's a little tip for you. All right, and now we're going to take our paper. So this new paper is called Floral Impressions, and look how beautiful that is. That's just one pattern of many. If you want to see the rest, just click through on this post where it says Learn More, and I have a picture of the paper right on my blog post about this project. And you'll see on the back, it's got the new Strawberry Slush. So what I would suggest doing to make this kind of work out nicely, this worked out fairly evenly. What I did was I left a 1/4 inch on either side. Oh, I should tell you how big the panel is first. Let me just measure that for you. So the panel is 3 3/4 by 5. So 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So let's put the panel here and we'll see what we can do to arrange these. So I want about 1/4 inch, which is one little block on this glass mat on either side. So let's put one there, and we'll put another one over here. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do first, is I'm going to put on those two pieces 1/4 inch from the edge. So again, I'm just going to use this multi-purpose liquid glue, put a very fine line on the project here, and I'll show you what I've done. I just don't want it to kind of ooze out the sides. That's always irritating. Maybe I'll do this one at the same time, and then we can just put them on together. All right, I would love to hear what some of your favorite items are from the new catalog. And if you need a copy of the new catalog, you'd like the paper copy, just let me know, and I'm sure we can hook you up with one of those. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Try to put that about 1/4 inch from the edge, lining it up with my grid lines just to see if I can make it straight. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you'll know I don't usually go to this kind of trouble to measure, but I'm just really lining things up here, because I think it'll look funny if all the angles are kind of different. All right, there we go. So now I've got my two ends on, so I can place the others. And the only pitfall really with this paper, and these are 3 by 1 inch. I believe they're 3. Let me just make sure that I told you the right thing. 1, 2, 3. They're 3.5 actually. Good thing I checked. Okay, so they're 3.5 by 1 inch across. And the only pitfall with these is that there is a right way up to the paper. So you probably don't want to put one upside down, although probably your person receiving the card won't really notice anyway, but you may not want them to be like that. So just there's a little pitfall for you. So I think it's good to arrange first and stick later. So that looks pretty good. You could measure if you want, but I find eyeballing it will usually give you a pretty good sense of what's going to work. And if you like this card, this kind of shows you some of the things that I do in my online classes. And I do have new online classes hot off the presses today. I just finished them before this video. And so they are available by clicking through on the link that is also right here in this post. And online classes are available to anyone across Canada. As long as you have a Canadian address, I can send you the products. And I have kit classes coming up. These are the ones for July. And I have kit classes. And also the rest of my classes that are from scratch are for the summertime when the living is easy. So they're all simple stamping or otherwise keeping things as simple as possible for the summertime. So I don't know about you, but I like that in the summer so that you can just kind of relax and take a breather. It feels like we hardly get that anymore. The way our world is these days, it seems like we never get a break. So I'm going to try to make it so that even when we're crafting, we can get a little bit of a break. Okay, so there is the panel. So that was pretty easy, wasn't it? And now we're just going to put everything together. So we've got our card base here. We're going to flip this over and we are going to put on these little dimensionals. I love these things. I'm a big fan. I've loved these ever since I first met Stampin' Up, which was probably back in around 2007, 2008. And I just love their adhesives, actually, because they are not ones that I've found dry out. And I've tried a lot of them over the years, but these are my favorite. So let me see. All right, so we'll put that on. And now we will take our little tag that we created and we'll put that on as well. And you don't need many of these dimensionals either. They stick so well and so hard that really you only need a few. So here's what I've done with my tag. I'm lining it up with the right-hand side of my Strawberry Slush panel right there, just to kind of give me a place that I can place it and make it look really nice. And now you'll see that I have one thing left to do, and that is put on these little rhinestones. And these are rhinestone basic jewels. They are probably my very favorite embellishment because they match everything. The other cool thing about them is they come in 3 sizes. So you can see there's the tiny ones, the medium ones, and the larger ones. And probably the best part of all is they're really inexpensive compared to most other embellishments. They're only $8.25 for all of these. And you get 140 of them. So really, really nice. I like these and I use them a lot. So you can see I've got some partial packs open here with the different sizes that I've used. So I'm going to take this out. This is the Take Your Pick tool. And this is a really great way to pick up those little tiny embellishments. So I like to use it on the little ones. So there's putty on this end of the tool. You just press down and then swipe to the left or right, and it picks up your little gem easy as that. You can see the little bit of bling there. And then you can position that wherever you want it to go. I find with the medium-sized ones, I don't really need it so much, but everybody's different, so you can certainly do whatever makes sense for you. So I'm going to put one there, and then I'm going to pull in these bigger ones. I'm going to use one large one over here. So just right there. So I'm kind of making a little bit of a triangle here. So one in the middle, one up, one down. So you kind of get a triangle effect there. And that, my friends, is our whole project. So that was a super simple card. I hope you enjoyed this look at the brand new Strawberry Slush color, some new paper that's out, the Floral Impressions, and our nice new stamp set called Notes and Totes. And if you'd like to know more about this project and the things that I used, I have a full supply list that has pictures on my blog where I wrote about this project today. Just click through where it says learn more and you can find out more. Thanks so much for joining me today, and have a wonderfully crafty week. See you next time.